Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Corporal Kyra Pearl with the III Armored Corps Public Affairs Office.
I'm Janice Wright with the Garrison Public Affairs Office.
And I'm Eric Franklin with the Garrison Public Affairs Office, and you are listening to the Great Big Podcast.
And welcome back. We have two special guests with us today. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Robbins.
I'm Master Gonzalez.
And I hear you guys are with the P3T program. Would you please explain what that is for us?
Absolutely. It stands for the Pregnancy, Postpartum Physical Training Program.
What is the Pregnancy, Postpartum, and Physical Training Program?
It's a Department of the Army requirement at every installation that the Senior Mission Commander is responsible for.
So, P3T, that means Pregnancy and Postpartum PT, but what exactly does the program entail?
Yeah, so we do PTs and we do PT in the morning, have them with a soldier who has been medically trained in order to lead them through exercises during their first, second, third trimester, and then postpartum, getting them back into shape to get them back to the fight and back to their units.
Okay, so this sounds like it's really safety focused to make sure that people are being safe while they work out pregnant, because you can work out while you're pregnant, believe
Absolutely,
it or not.
Yes.
And then that they're safely getting back into shape. Is that correct?
That is correct. So each of the groups are divided into based on their trimesters, and so we refer to them as Group 1, 2, and 3. Kind of coincides with their first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester. And so we group all of the first trimesters together, call that Group 1, second trimester, Group 2, and third trimester, Group 3.
And then for your postpartum group, what is their training usually focused on?
So postpartum is going to be getting them back into the fight, getting them back into shape, and getting them ready to go back to their units. We're focusing on the ACFT, getting them so that when they are at their 366th day, post-delivery, that they're able to pass that height and weight standard, and that they're able to pass that ACFT, no problems, no questions asked.
I'm so glad you mentioned the 1 year postpartum period. So do people stay in P3T for the entire year?
No, so they stay with us for 6 months or 180 days past delivery, and then they would return back to their units and do unit PT. And then but they're still covered for that additional 180 days, and then still allowing them to recover post-delivery.
Oh, that makes sense. So they can start doing unit PT, but they still have the buffer if they need that transition period, essentially.
Absolutely.
Well, how early can soldiers usually enroll in the program?
So as they can enroll as soon as they get their pregnancy profile. So as soon as they get diagnosed and they get that pregnancy profile from their provider, they're able to enroll. And then it's a simple 4856 signed by their commander. And then they can come to my orientation, which we do at the Spirit of Forehood on every Wednesday, get them enrolled, signed up, and then we start PT. It's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays at Abrams Gym, 6:30 to 7:30.
I'm so glad you mentioned Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So what do you do on Wednesdays, sir?
So on Wednesdays, we do our education classes. This is an opportunity for them to get experience with car seat safety, nutrition, breastfeeding.
So you know about this program firsthand.
Yes, I actually just was released from the program because my daughter turned 6 months right before Christmas leave.
Well, tell us a little bit about your experience with it.
I think it's an amazing program that allows you to transition safely from being a regular soldier to being pregnant, and then being able to get back into the fight, back doing PT and everything. It can be really stressful, the idea of thinking you have to go back to your unit and immediately run 5 miles at some crazy pace, but instead you're with a group of people who are experiencing the same thing you just went through, and you're with trained ITs, which are, what does IT stand for again, sir?
Instructor trainers.
You're with trained instructor trainers and NCOs who know what your body can handle and are making sure that you're doing everything safely.
It's funny that you mentioned crazy PT standards, because I'm old school Army. I got out in the 90s, and I did have my first child while myself and my ex-husband were active duty. And I remember it being just remedial PT. It was very difficult. They made it very harsh, and the goal was just lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. There was none of the education or the hands-on approach or the extra support that's offered with this program. So I really wish that we had this back in the day, but I'm glad we have it now.
Yes, and it is good because we get a lot of educational classes support from new parent support here on Fort Hood. That they provide most of our education classes for us. We have a chaplain support team who comes in and give products to our soldiers weekly, sometimes for like baby items, diapers, shirts, whatever necessities they may need.
So you guys form partnerships throughout the post to help support the program. That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
The last time I think it was either the chaplains or one of the people who are connected to P3T came, I got this really cute crocheted little washcloth for my daughter. It was adorable.
What kind of results are you seeing with the program, sir?
So our success rate has been phenomenal as of right now. We've been seeing anywhere between about 50 to about 70 soldiers returning back to the units and passing their ACFT right from the start. So that's been huge in terms of the progress of essentially nothing for the last 2 years, and then coming back and seeing that the progress that we've made in terms of bringing the program back, kind of resurrecting the program, and then getting the instructor trainers, getting the exercise leaders, and then having the soldiers actually enroll into this program, and then getting them back into the fight and getting them back to the units. So it's been a really exciting and fun opportunity to have here with the III Armored Corps, and being able to get the soldiers back to the units in shape and ready to go.
Speaking of resurrecting, I was actually a part of the program before COVID hit in 2020, and then I was a part of it again this last year because I just had my daughter, my second. And so I just think it's so amazing that we're finally bringing it back. Pregnant soldiers, we were high risk during COVID, and it took a while to make sure that it was safe enough to have everyone back together. And I'm really glad that this program is seeing Fort Hood again.
What kind of improvements or things do you see as far as building upon the success you've already established with the program?
So getting the word out has been our biggest challenge. We still find that we have a lot of soldiers on base that don't know that the program is back, and so getting that word out, getting soldiers down at the very unit levels, knowing that hey, when you get that pregnancy profile, that means it's time to get enrolled into the P3T program. And so we've been really branching out in terms of working with Credamsey, working with Women's Health Clinic, working with People First, working with Shoemaker, and then with each of the brigades. And so one of the other things that we've been doing is Master Sergeant and I, we go over to the First Sergeant Commander brief. We do that once a month, and we brief all of the incoming First Sergeant and commanders, or First Sergeant commanders that are taking command, and let them know about this program so that they are in the know of, hey, P3T, it's a mandatory program, and we are here to assist your units, to assist your soldiers in getting them enrolled and getting them the training that is required, not only through the Army, but also by the senior mission commander, that they're enrolled into the P3T program.
Well, you're definitely going in the right direction by coming on to the podcast today and speaking to all our listeners. I'm sure there's some expecting soldiers or friends of friends that need the information that we're discussing today.
So how does a soldier get enrolled? What's the process, sir?
So once a soldier is notified they're pregnant from their PCM, they can come immediately upon receiving your profile to the Abrams Gym, get registered, and then the following Wednesday they can go over to Spirit of Fort Hood Chapel and attend the in-processing brief.
And what sort of PT can a pregnant soldier expect to be doing throughout their time? I know there's some fun things. It's not all boring, just so you know, guys.
Yeah. Is some of it boring?
Well, normal PT is a little boring.
So every PT event, we have our exercise leaders and instructor trainers trained to conduct alternate events during your pregnancy. So you can perform every event that's in the FM, but we just do alternates based on your week, trimester. And then we also have Zumba classes. We do belly dancing classes, aerobics. We do pool PT as well. So it's a lot of fun things that we try to incorporate into the program so soldiers don't get bored with just working out.
I'm picturing a bunch of round bellies during the Zumba. I'm imagining that would probably be really fun.
Yeah, they get real enjoyment out of it. And it's a good workout as well.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
It is. And you said the pool PT.
Pool PT, yes.
Yeah, low impact on your joints.
Yes,
Still
and
burn a high amount of calories.
It releases a lot of stress on the belly.
It does.
They get a lot out of that.
I think that's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we've spoken previously, you and I, sir, about the maternity uniform pilot program. Would you like to talk about that a little bit, since Fort Hood's one of the few places that has it?
Yeah, so we are really excited to be the only active duty military installation that's been chosen for this maternity uniform pilot program. And what it really is it's the Army has chosen us to do this new distribution style type of distribution uniform issue. And so the way that pilot program is working is they're taking all of our P3T participants and we transfer them over to a new UIC, and then we order their OCP uniforms, the maternity OCP uniforms. We can also order the Army ASUs, as well as the new upcoming maternity PTs. And so it's really exciting for us because we get to be the first and only active duty unit that gets to have these maternity PTs. And so they're going to be asking for a lot of feedback. They're going to be asking for a lot of the soldiers to be taking surveys. Hey, how does that fit? How does it feel? What's the durability? How was your ordering process? What was your how long did it take? Did you need to exchange sizes? How long did it take to exchange sizes? Those type of things. And so we're really excited to be collecting all this data for the pilot program that gets channeled up to the big Army, because that's where the ultimate decision is this feasible in terms of this style of distribution, or do we just need to go back to maybe that CIF type of format?
So as a junior enlisted, I'm going to put it in layman's terms from what I hear when I hear the maternity uniform pilot program. Free uniforms. We get free maternity OCPs, which is our regular camo uniform, free maternity ASUs/AGSUs, which is the service uniform, the fancy dress ones, and then the new maternity PTs, which have never existed before now. Did I get that right, sir?
That is correct.
And there's also, I can't even forget, I forgot my favorite one, the lactation tan t-shirts that go under our maternity top.
So those are right now, those are coming up in the future. We don't have an expected delivery date for that, but that will be coming up very shortly. But we're very excited about that. And right now we're trying to kind of cross-play with maybe the Marines undershirts, since they have that line already available for the lactation shirts. So we're seeing if that's a feasible option to go.
And since we're talking about lactation, I know that P3T can also help soldiers out if they need help with how to get lactation accommodations, how to inform their unit about it. I know some units, if they don't have soldiers who are already pregnant, they may not know the rules and all that.
Well, speaking from experience with that, I was stationed at Fort Polk when I had my second child. Now, I wasn't active duty at the time. However, they did provide lactation services. They actually sent, I guess, a nurse or an aide over to actually walk me through how to breastfeed the proper way, pitfalls to avoid, mistakes to avoid, and things like that. Do you guys provide that for the pregnant soldiers?
They get those services during the Wednesday classes, the education classes. We have a lactation consultant that comes in and answer any questions, provide a real thorough brief on the benefits of actually breastfeeding versus bottle feeding.
Then I can say it was very difficult. Yeah. I lasted 2 weeks, and then it was time for formula. I tried. I did my due diligence. That's just the way it went for me. How about you?
Oh, with my first, I lasted 3 months, but I'm still going strong at almost 7 months with my second.
Oh, so you got it down pat now.
And we've got feedback from the soldiers that after having the brief from the lactation consultant, they really consider trying to push themselves further and longer with breastfeeding.
I mean, I really wanted to, but it was just so hard, and it was very painful. I didn't really expect that, so it was difficult.
I can speak on that. I learned a lot being a male in that class, which we do. We do offer spouses to come and participate as well. And so all spouses are welcome to come on Wednesdays. We start at 7, go till 8. But I found personally that a lot of it was it's angles. If the baby's head is not at the right angle, maybe not at the right level, and so there's ways to optimize, breastfeeding. And so I found that very informative. So I'm ready to be a dad someday soon.
I think my biggest issue was the latching. It was really difficult to get the baby to latch, and I don't know what tricks or of the trade worked, but that was my most difficult obstacle with the breastfeeding.
Well, you'll have to come to our next.
Oh, I'm way past. My sons are grown men, so I'm way past that time.
All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us?
Well, we really want to thank you guys for coming and talking to us about this. This is a really, really exciting program, and I'm sure that there are a lot of pregnant soldiers who are going to benefit from all the good information you guys provided. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much
for having us.
Thank you.
If you've got problems and feel like you just can't get answers, there's a place for you to turn. The Inspector General's Hotline. They take your issues seriously. If you're at the end of your rope and need someone to reach out to, grab a pen and take down this number. 254-287-7209. That's 254-287-7209. The Fort Hood office of the Inspector General. They inspect generals, so you don't have to.
And welcome back. We have another special guest with us today. Would you like to introduce yourself, ma'am?
Yes. Hi, my name is Terry Jones. I'm a school liaison here at Fort Hood. I work for Child and Youth Services. We are getting ready to host an event in February, and that's what I'm going to share with you all this morning or this afternoon.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. So what is this event?
So it is the annual Fort Hood Education Summit, and we try to host it every year in February. The last few years, it hasn't worked out exactly in February, but we're hoping this one will be Friday, the 3rd of February, which is not very many weeks away. We are really gearing up for getting this all online and getting everything organized and ready for the meeting. It is an all-day meeting. It begins at 9 o'clock in the morning and will end at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Is there a specific reason why you always have it in February?
It's usually easier we invite all the area school districts, the 9 districts that we work specifically with, and in the Central Texas area. And February is a better month for them because spring break hasn't happened yet. Testing is in April, and then the end of the school year is in May, so things just steadily pick up once February passes. So we found in previous years that February was a better year. It hasn't always worked out, though, because of the weather.
That makes sense.
Understandable.
Yes.
Especially here in Texas, huh?
Yes.
We know how temperamental it can be.
Yes.
So who all is invited to attend?
So we invite, as I said, the 9 area school districts. That includes Belton, Coppers Cove, Florence, Gatesville, Salado, Jarrell, Lampasas.
Did you say Temple?
Temple, and
Of course, Colleen.
Colleen. Yes, I think I skipped right over them. Our biggest. Anyway, we invite the superintendents and or their representatives and staff members to come out to this, as well as command, unit commanders, command sergeant majors and sergeant majors, as well as soldiers and their spouses, community members such as representatives from behavioral health, EFMP, the Exceptional Family Member Program, Army Community Services, and then outside the gates of Fort Hood, we also invite partners like the Central Texas Workforce Solutions, a couple of the other affiliated organizations that we work with as far as assisting with resources and things like that. So it ends up being about anywhere from 125 to 150 people. Again, because of COVID, it wasn't as well attended the 2 previous years, but I believe we had up to 100 people at last year. So, and they come for the day. We have speakers. We have 2 keynote speakers. One will start in the morning at around 9:15-ish. Once the opening ceremonies are done with, and then we have an afternoon speaker after lunch. Our first keynote speaker will be Dr. Robin Battershell, who was a well-loved and very well-known community member and partner with us. She was a former superintendent at Temple Independent School District for many years, and now she is also still working out in the community in the Temple area, developing the Children's Museum in Temple. And so she's staying busy with that.
What kind of information do you want to provide for attendees at the event?
So the information is definitely focused on students and school, transitioning, things like that. And so we have a morning breakout session that starts at 10:30 and will run till 11:30. And some of the speakers we have for that are, we have someone dealing with special education. She will be discussing support and resources for special education students. We do have a lot of families that move into the area who have those special needs kiddos, and so adjusting to the area and finding out more information about what's available is always helpful, and that's one of the things that we help to assist them with. We also have a student success topic area, and we've invited the school safety assistant director for safety readiness from the San Marcos School of Safety for the state of Texas. And so they go around to the schools, and because safety has been such a big issue the last couple of years, safety and security, they go around to the schools and update the schools on different safety plans. They run through different scenarios with the school staff to ensure that they're prepared in case of situations arising where, you know, they either have to lock down the school, evacuate, etc. So he is going to come and do a breakout session on that topic. And the breakout sessions last about an hour. And then we also have higher education from our education division here on Fort Hood. They will be sharing information on the GI Bill and benefits, and then just how to go through and get support financially to get an education. The afternoon sessions will have 3 in the afternoon over special education, student success, and higher ed, and there will be differing topics.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. You mentioned the GI Bill, so I was going to ask, is it geared towards elementary through high school, or does it also include collegiate and higher education?
Yes, it does include collegiate and higher education. And so usually the Ed Center talks about specifically ideas or topics, resources that would connect with soldiers and or their spouses, and if they're transitioning out of the military, and how to use those benefits that they're accruing, and also if they're staying active duty, how to go about getting enrolled in college and getting support for that as well.
That could be really useful because, you know, as military families, I was a part of a military family as well. having to move and then having to re-enroll your kids in different schools, it can become a bit overwhelming, especially if you're not familiar with the area. So you need some kind of resource that can provide you a kind of lay of the land and give you a little bit of guidance.
Yes, absolutely. And that's kind of what we do in our office as a school liaison. There are 3 of us in the office here at Fort Hood. And so our primary goals and responsibilities are to ensure that our families are provided the information they need coming into the community to know what school they need to connect with, what school they're zoned for. If they do need special resources or situations that they have, where they can go to get the education for their child at the proper, campus and all of that. And so we really work hard to help our families have that information and at least know that they can come to us to ask, and we can point them in the right direction. If we don't have the answer, we know somebody in the community that does and can help them.
This sounds like it has a wide variety of a ton of information for our soldiers and their families. So is it invite only? Is there a way to register? How do we get into it?
Okay, so it is typically invite only. However, if they are interested, they can certainly give us a call at our office. That number is 254-288-7946. And the 3 of us do have separate phone lines, but that is the most used line. So that's why I'm giving it out. Or they can stop by the Shoemaker Center, first floor, where CYS is located, for Parent Central, and they can just ask at the front desk about getting information on the Education Summit, and if they want to attend, about what that's going to entail. We are serving lunch at it, so they will need a ticket for lunch, and we don't provide that lunch, so the cost is $24 for lunch. But it is well worthwhile, the investment, because it is packed. The day is packed with information and activities. We do have a distinguished panel in the afternoon at 2:30, and so our speakers, 2 of our school district superintendents, a couple of other people that provide information for the breakout sessions will all be on that panel. The attendees can come up with questions or requests for that distinguished panel. So if they have questions they want to ask them specifically, that's what it's kind of there for. And we've had some really good results and good conversations because of having that distinguished panel. And I think it gives the attendees an opportunity to get some more in-depth information versus only having an hour of information. And so if they have more in-depth questions, they can certainly ask those at that time.
Great. Well, just to clarify, the event is the 3rd of February from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., correct?
Yes.
At the Lone Star Conference Center here on Fort Hood.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Great.
correct.
Well, if you don't have anything to do on Friday, February 3rd, you should check it out. Just register ahead of time.
Yes, thank you. We look forward to seeing you all there.
Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Let your voice be heard at BOSS.
What's BOSS?
BOSS stands for Better Opportunities for Single Soldiers and serves the single service member community, active, guard, and reserve, as well as single parents, geographical bachelors, all U.S. military service branches, and foreign service members assigned to the installation. The BOSS program is based on quality of life, community service, and recreation and leisure. As a member of BOSS, have a voice in how you live, how you spend your leisure time, and how you support the community around you. BOSS membership and the program's available leadership and project management roles also will enhance your promotion package. For more information about how you can become a BOSS member, visit our website at hood.armymwr.com.
All All right, and we are back. I've been behind the board this past couple of weeks, so you might not hear me that often, but I'm here. I'm still here.
We notice your difference.
We know that you're here.
Yeah,
We don't have your loud booming voice.
exactly. But I'm still here. Yeah, but this week I think we had 2 really good topics. I learned a lot just by listening about more about the pregnancy PT that I didn't know, that I had no idea about.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, I was especially astonished and wishing that they had a program like that when I was active duty.
I think it's so amazing, the fact that I was able to be a part of the program before it disappeared because of COVID-19, and then I was a part of it as they were resurrecting it from the dead, and I'm very excited that it's back up and running like normal. It's really important.
Great. I think I would have actually been able to lose the postpartum pounds a little bit easier if I had a resource like that.
Definitely more safely, that's for sure.
Oh.
And then not to mention, we got to hear about the education summit that's coming up.
Yeah.
That'll be amazing.
Yes, especially for those who are, PCSing, ETSing, transitioning to other areas. It's great to have a forum with all the resources in one spot during one day.
I just realized, I know that the Education Summit also talks about the GI Bill, but like overall, this episode's been very family focused. It's exciting. We don't always get to be the center of attention. So.
Not always.
Yeah,
but you should be.
Yeah, we try. I think we should start trying to have some more just family centric episodes, especially now. I mean, it's crazy that it's almost February. And then it's going to be May. And then once May, June hits, that's when all the families, everyone's going to start PCSing in and PCSing out. So it's crazy how fast the year goes.
Revving by. It
Yes.
seems to be going pretty fast.
Speaking of going fast, are you guys ready for this 4-day weekend coming up? Because I am.
I'm always ready for a 4-day weekend.
I'm always ready for time off.
There's not a time when I'm not ready for that.
I'm ready to sleep.
Yeah, I think that's all I really have planned is just sleep and do some laundry.
I'm cleaning out my closet. I have set it in my mind. It is a goal.
Ooh,
to
some
clean
early
out the
spring
closet.
cleaning.
Yes. I have so many things I need to give away to Goodwill and just basically get rid of. I'm so tired of looking at it every day.
Understandable.
Yes.
Well, I think that's pretty much it. We had a pretty long episode, so we don't want to stay and talk everybody's ear off today. Is there anything else we're missing out? I know Sam and Dak are out. They have other stuff that they have to do. They want to leave us. They do. They keep just running off. As soon as they get off the mic, they want to leave us.
They got things to do.
But still, man, it's like they need to dedicate the time to us. I think that's it. Do you guys have anything else?
That's all I got.
I have nothing further.
All right. Thank you guys. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Bye.
Bye bye.
This podcast is a U.S. Army Garrison Fort Hood and Fort Hood Public Affairs production. The show's theme music is written and produced by Delicious All-Stars. All our music is obtained through Filter by Songtrader. Have a question or want to share some insights with us? Email us at forthoodpao@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at USAG Fort Hood. And as always, be sure to leave a review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.